Welcome back to the Sports Blog on the Greater STL Sports Network. Robert Bolsey here with you. Fuck the rain, messing up the whole situation here. We had a good podcast going. We had a good almost 30-something minutes. It got through like 28 of them. Essentially, what I was saying about the Cardinals was with the way the pipeline's been going, with bringing up these guys like Sierra, Pham, and stuff like that. That hopefully you're at a point where the decisions to bring guys like Piscotty, Dexter Fowler, Peralta back don't become major issues for this team. And hopefully this is, you're at a point where in the season so far, hopefully things don't. Hopefully this is a team and it's not where you're in a situation to where bringing back these guys affects the team too much and using a guy like Peralta maybe as a bench player or something like that because of the contract they're going to want to bring him back and stuff like that. Even though I'm done with Peralta, and most of us are probably too. But hopefully that's not a major decision that they have to make to bring these guys back. And then I was getting on the little Twitter thing where the Cardinals posted that tweet of, guys like baseball, girls like Julie, essentially basically 2-in-1 situation. Bring your girl to the game to get the ring, and you get one too, and you can watch baseball, and she can sit there. And they had the hand out where the girl was looking at the ring. And I was basically bringing it off the demographic, like you would think it would be. And if I'm repeating myself, I'm sorry, but hey, technical difficulties. You're going to have them every now and then. Definitely when you're doing something live over the internet. And the place that I am, the internet isn't the greatest down here in DeSoto, in the middle of nowhere, DeSoto, at that. So, on the outskirts of town, as they would call it. But you wouldn't think people would complain about that. Like, to be a 30-year-old guy, I'm going to scroll past that on Twitter. And you would think that anybody past it, and like I was saying, I guess it's going to be mostly women that complain about that, saying, hey, I like baseball too, but I just don't know how you can complain about the Cardinals putting that on Twitter. And and this is the best way to do a sports podcast. Sit on the couch chilling, got the TV in the background. I got it up. I need to turn it down. Don't know if you're getting the background sound or not. Turned it up while I was trying to figure out what was going on, where I was in the podcast. I'll try to find a way to interlock these videos to where you don't have to watch two separate videos. But if you do, so be it. It's not like a bunch of people are watching this crap anyways. As I said, this is just a break from life for me in general. But I just don't see what their complaint is. Like who says that? Just that's something I'm gonna complain about and make the Cardinals take it down. And then people catch it and get mad at the Cardinals. Well, they took it down because you complained. So they're not trying to alienate people. It's not like they need to not alienate people. You're going to get 3 million fans there, whether you like it or not. They're going to make money. They got $1 billion contract, which it's like, it's just not understandable. And I just don't get it. And it's just something that it kind of bugged me for a minute. Like, who cares? Have fun. Why can't the Cardinals have a little fun? And it's just something to complain about and people are going to get mad about. And, you know, as they're showing Cardinal stats on TV and I'm watching it because what I'm about to talk about, I've seen it, they were showing what I'm about to talk about. But it's just something for, it's just social media trying to have a little bit of fun. And someone had to ruin it for them. And just people take it's just, it's the era we live in. And I don't know, people are bored or, you know, have no lives or what's going on. But I'm not bored enough to tweet hey, why would you say this about, women or men? Could man look at it and say like, well, I like jewelry too. We're not. Who cares? And hey, you're lucky you bring a girl to the game. You get 2 rings. I'd be happy. But yeah, but they give out giveaways. You don't have to do that kind of stuff. It's not. They don't need you to come to the ballpark. They don't need to give stuff away to get people there because people are going to go there just to get away from their lives. Like the podcast is a way for me, and I would love to go to more Cardinal games. But it's just something that people can be mad about, and it's just something. Now, what I was saying, I was looking at to see what they were talking about. Did you see the picture of the girls in the front row? They were front, second row, whatever they were. But they were messing with the Cardinal pitching and kind of shaking their boobs, pulling on their shirt a little bit, and that would be distracting if I was a pitcher, because you're looking essentially in that area, because you're looking towards the catcher. All you would have to do is look up to see it, and then she starts shaking your boobs while you're throwing the pitch. I mean, a lot of these pitchers, get mad when the players call a timeout when they're at bat, or something gets thrown on the field, or the sign that's behind home plate, and Bob. I mean, some pitchers are just picky, and but I wonder how Fox Sports Midwest felt about that. Did they feel like they could show that on TV? Because the demographic are showing it to. I mean, little old ladies and stuff like that, and there's people that's going to complain just like the tweet. But I want more of that in baseball. You know what? There's 4,000 people at Marlins Park. Give me more of that. After the rest of the stuff, give me more of the girls shaking her bahoos behind the mound. I need to see more of that. And that, it's just something for us to look at and see and say, hey, wow, we caught that. And, these people that complain about that won't tweet that out. You'll have somebody on the sound off letter saying Fox Sports should have blocked that out. Like, the only complaint that I would have about that, if I was, is maybe that, and I think the girls had Cardinal shirts on, too. They were at least in red. The only complaint I got about that is, Fox Sports should maybe pay them girls to come to more games and maybe distract the opposing team. That'd be nice. And they were hot girls too, man. So, I don't care if it's ugly chick. If she wants to show her titties to me, go ahead. I'm down for it all. I'm not gonna discriminate. No reason to. It all looks the same in the dark. And I can always turn you around and dream you're Halle Berry. But that's a mean. But I'll tell you right now, any girl, now I'm gonna think about that every time that I do get. I mean, I don't get much of it anymore. That every time I'm gonna, hey, dream that's Halle Berry. At least that girl was on TV. But and fans are gonna catch that and have fun with it on Twitter and stuff like that. But tweet me that picture. Our Bullsby JR on Twitter, or trade it at the Greater STL, or tweet it at the Facebooks, whatever you can do. Send me more. Send me some of that stuff. Also, if you want to, send me ideas for the show or whatever. But send me more of that stuff. Send me more of girls shaking their boobs at the Cardinals pitchers. That'd be great. Awesome stuff. Now the Cardinals are making $1 billion with this TV contract. So, like, a lot of people are cutting the cord and going towards more of a Netflix, Hulu thing. Definitely Hulu. Hulu is like the big thing to go. I don't know if they. When I had it, they were only charging $9.99. Hopefully, they still do that because whenever I gotta talk people in that's paying for the shit here to do that. But you basically get every single TV show from Fox, CBS, NBC. For NBC, it seems like it's every show is on there the next day. So what are you missing? But I don't see with that $1 billion why you couldn't throw, like, how they wouldn't get sponsors. Like, if you threw that, like, on maybe let's just say Channel 11 or Channel 30 or something like that. Less than, when they have 3 different channels, why you couldn't throw that in like 32 or 33? It still get some kind of support where, like, people like the poor people could get them games. I mean, you still have to pay for the antenna. You still got to pay for the TV. The antennas is, if you got an older TV, you got to buy the converter box. Like, how they couldn't work a deal in there to where they could show this kind of stuff. Show the Cardinal games. I'm not saying every game, but something to where you could attract more fans. I don't know how they do it. Like, or even like on the websites. Like, I know you gotta pay for, but like the next day, maybe seeing the game where you could watch it. Like as soon as the game's over, you can go back and watch it. And I know they would just tell you to go listen to it on the radio, but visual is better than anything. I don't see how with $1 billion you couldn't use that to your advantage somehow. And see more of boobs on TV. Just good stuff. Just awesome stuff. So, but, that was just a thought I was having when I was sitting around last night watching the Cardinal game. Like, how could that not, like, they're always talking about they want to gain fans and stuff. Like, this is another way to get, you're making $1 billion off it already. You'd make the advertising off these other channels. So why couldn't you throw a few games on there, or even every game, and make some, more money? It'd probably be something you could do at Fox, to where you throw it on like 2.2 or 2.3, or even add your own 2.4 or something like that. And get more advertisement. You have to charge a little extra, and maybe maybe they do have something where they work. Maybe Fox Sports Go or something like that, or something like that. But where you could throw it to where people, you give people more of a chance to see the game. People more of a chance to. We don't have to pay for cable. They got a better chance of them going to the game. Because they're seeing it every day, and they're gonna, that's gonna help you want to see it every day. And I'm checking videos here, making sure that the last one loaded up on YouTube, which it looks like it did, 27 minutes. So, hey, 27 I went 30 some minutes. So, hey, fuck the weather, and we're looks like we're staying online for now. I haven't had a bunch of things pop up like I was just a second ago. Go with the flow. That's the motto. I might just put that on the website. It's at the very top. Just go with the flow. I'm trying to do more you're going to run into problems and trying to do more podcasts and stuff. It's, and send me boobs. Go with the flow and send me boobs. That's what I want you to do. I'm talking with my hands a little bit. That's the mood I'm in. Grumpiness, and I'm a little happier now. I'm throwing the podcast, getting things going, getting things. Let's stick with the baseball talk. How about this Matt Harvey story? It's crazy to think like that they actually have real lives. You don't always look at baseball and players like this. But Matt Harvey was suspended for 3 games because he didn't show up at the ballpark on Saturday. Now they're saying that it started with seeing this girl, which, how lucky can you be? You banged this hot chick. They said that there wasn't really a relationship, so it basically means he was banging her. Which, you bang this hot chick as much as, here and there, and blah, blah, blah. Then you see her on TV with, Julian Edelman, which, you're a $6'1" million pitcher, and he's a 5'9" wide receiver on a Super Bowl winning Patriots. And if you're Matt Harvey, that might affect you a little bit. So he had a bad start that night. Well, then he goes out Friday and gets drunk. He goes out Saturday morning and plays golf. And then he doesn't show up to the ballpark to where they have mass security and personnel going to look for him to make sure he's not lying about where he's at. Now this got to my whole thought of, number one, what's 3 games of a pitcher? You're only pitching every 5 days, so you're not missing nothing. It's just a fine. I think it was $84,000. It might have been $840,000. Who knows? But how great would that be to be a pitcher in the major leagues? Definitely a left-handed pitcher in the long run, because you pitch. Teach your kids to throw left-handed to be a pitcher. Because you can go out and have a few decent seasons as a starter, and then once you start turning downward, you can go in a reliever and make pretty good money. Now they're making $10 million a year. But if you look at it, you work every 5 days, so you work a fifth of this season. As a pitcher, you really only got to work on your own. So how much do you work? Which you're only working 6 months out of the year unless you make the playoffs. And you go make $20 million and do what you want. That would be awesome. And what job can you show up at and say, hey, man, I got drunk. I went and played some golf. I got a headache about it. I'm just not going to show up to work today. Go say to your boss right now. He's going to laugh you out of the room. I don't know how it would work if it was a lesser known guy. If it was one of these, if it was, let's say, for the Cardinals, it's Sam Tuilaava that did that. He'd be in AAA right now, or maybe even released. But just to have a little bit of skill and be a top pitcher, and you can do whatever the hell you want. And you kind of, I mean, do you feel bad for the guy? Because he can go bang any chick he wants, go get whatever chick he wants. He's butthurt over it, though. I know it's kind of a sad thing, in a way. Not really. I'm living my life and not make $20 million a year. I would actually trade him my life for the money I make. And like he can make $20 million a year and do with my shit. I will hire somebody right now if I had it, and they can come deal with. They can just be me, and I can have their life. You make your money, and I'll make what I make now, and I'll be a happy camper. But it's crazy to think of these guys sometimes as people, and like things can affect them like this. But to have that job, man, I mean, God, I mean, it really made me think that like I should have worked a little bit harder. Sports. It's basically I got a little bit of fine. I'm gonna go out there and make my money. I lost 84,000. I'll gain that some. I'll go do a commercial for men, or he's got a pretty head and shoulders. I mean, maybe I could get a head shoulders commercial with this. I mean, this hair. I think my hair is like if you were in hair quality, I'd be up there with the Quinn Snyders of the world because I mean, just flowing. Go with the flow. And fuck the rain. But hair quality, I gotta be up there with Quinn Snyder. But he's gonna make that back, and people can complain about it, just like they did with the Cardinals thing. But it's nothing to complain about. Hey, be better at what you do, and maybe you can do these kind of things. It's kind of funny though that they can even find that people can still find out like that. Who did he tell that like, hey, I was sad because my girl went out, and then really. Did I didn't have to show up for work that day, and who cares? I'm gonna get. Oh, I guess suspended. I got a little bit of a fine. Yeah, I'll see you Friday. I'll sit on the bench for 3 days and look like an ass, and people can talk bad about me, and I'll go out there and light it up on Friday. And if it gets lit up, who cares? Because you're gonna do the same effing thing anyway. Now it's funny that the Mets were worried about Scott Boras, who was his agent, who's an ass, and why people let these people even get famous. Like Scott Boras is Drew Rosenhaus. You don't really hear about it in hockey or basketball, like the agents out there. Like, who's LeBron's agent? Like, who really knows that guy? But Scott Boras and Drew Rosenhaus. Like, you're giving these guys a chance for that situation. And why? I want to know why. And I know they make enough money, but why are they not smart enough to go like into another sport? Why is Drew Rosenhaus not doing baseball, hockey, and basketball? Why is Scott Boras not in football? But Sports Center still put him